Let's take a look at the new guest house study area homeschool location. So this is right through the door off the stairs, and as you'll see, I'll start with the floor. The design that I'm showing is carrying some of the ideas of the existing flooring and also thinking about what will work best for you. So there's a darker stone along the perimeter, a thin highlight around the edges, and then the main stone in the middle. I'm showing a dark gray, medium gray, and white with gray marble. So it's 3 marbles on the floor, and the white marble also matches these tables. So I'll go ahead and show you the main feature that you'll see when you walk in, which is the window seat and study area. So this is picking up on the curves that you have along the existing ceilings. Right now there's curved moldings. It's actually drywall that's bent all around the ceilings in the guest house. It's a cool feature, but it really just wastes space. So I'm carrying that idea and showing it here, so you have the unification of that curved opening theme and creating a nice little portal, which is the window seat, and it's nice and soft all around. And then these tables here, which can come together or be pulled apart, and then you have drawers all below and full height storage on each side. So these are the existing doors on each end. So you can see you still have that space rather than there being walls right now on each side with other little vestibules. Instead, this is now open space, maximizing the storage and giving you an area where the kids or anyone else can sit in the window seats, and you can have chairs on the other side, so you can have one-on-one study sessions, and you can also pull these all together and have one bigger table with more people sitting at it. And I'm keeping the electrical outlets in the baseboards, so you have electrical outlets along here, so no matter where you are, there's a plug right by you. And I'll show more about this in a little bit, but these are the openings for the handles for the full height storage, and then in here are the handles for the drawers, and also above some additional storage so you can pull up and put things in there. And then as you'll see, in addition to the floor, the lighting above, these are representing the existing lights that I want to reuse to save money. Alternatively, we could buy new ones, and I'll get into that some more in a bit too. On the walls, you'll see that I'm keeping some of the same idea of the ornamentation and kind of the mix and match effect with a bunch of different colors and textures, but I'm mixing that with, I'll say, more of a contemporary feel. So you still have the ornamentation, the dividing of space, which makes it feel bigger. And these are just regular one by one pieces of wood that are stained with the gypboard behind it. So it creates a nice effect. I'm adding some lights along here, which I'll show on the ceiling plan, so you have more lighting than you would otherwise. Now when you turn this way, you'll see this is all built in so that a twin bed can fold out. This is long ways. I'll walk over there. So a twin bed will fold out here, so this can become a room. And then you have storage, a little bit of storage on the sides and a little bit of storage above. And what I am proposing is, rather than just a wall, you have a wall of storage. So this is 2 feet deep, and you can have drawers all in here and bookcases above. Again, this is 2 feet, so I will coordinate with Suzanne or whomever else and discuss whether we want drawers opening this way and that way, or one and the other. And then you can have 1 foot deep shelves on each side as well. So you can have doors with the shelves inside for all sorts of storage. And this is showing 2 doorway openings. This is with the doors open. So it really opens up the space and makes it one big area. So you get natural light throughout and the view throughout from one end to the other. But then you can also close it off. So I will show that to you right now. We can go back here. So you see this is with the doors closed. So you have a study area here with the Murphy bed tucked away, all sorts of storage. And then you have a second room in there. And I'll show you. If you look at this space, it's going to change the time of day. So you go from morning to night. So you get an idea more of how the light works. So you see in here, putting lights along the perimeter. With the pendants in the middle. Now let's go through the doors to the next room. So in the next room, you can see I'm proposing built-ins all along. So on this back wall, on one side you have the window seats. On this side you have the desk with the pencil drawers and file drawers. And then in the middle is either be additional drawers or a location for a printer. I know that's important, so we can work on that. And bookshelves built all around. So it's a true kind of library study. You have natural light and location to keep all sorts of things. And I will coordinate also as far as the electrical outlets. I think the best locations will be in the back here, which will block out a little bit of the back of the storage. But I think that's the best location. Alternatively, we could put pop-up outlets in the marble countertop or put them below. But what I'm thinking is just placing them in the back on the side here, so you can have 4 outlets on each side. You can see the bookcases go all around, and they align with these 1x wood pieces that go across. And again, it's just showing with the doors closed. So this is all storage in here, storage above, storage on the sides. This is showing a location for the existing chandelier, the green chandelier, which I believe can stay. And then also existing, which I'll show more on the ceiling plan, there are 4 lights, which I think we should slightly relocate, and then 8 new little lights that I'm proposing. I can get more into the details if you think this is good. But as you'll see, I'm taking the countertop, wrapping it around to become the nightstand. And then this is the queen size Murphy bed. A king size just won't quite fit. The only way I can get a king size to fit is by eliminating all of these built-ins and making the room 2 feet wider. But I don't think that's a good trade-off. But let me know your thoughts. Again, king size just won't quite fit. You won't have enough room to pass on each side. This king size bed, this queen size bed folds down from the short end and occupies that space. So that'll give you an idea. And I will open these doors back up. And of course, there's details to work in, the moldings. But hopefully this gives you a good idea of what I'm proposing, which I think will keep the resale value, which I think is important, and also make it functional, so it's a library, a study. It can be used for all sorts of things, multifunctional guest rooms, obviously with the bathroom, and it can also be used, for staff or for kids as they grow up, kids when they're little. It's a very flexible space. We'll go back to show how it looks during the day. Little morning glow. So hopefully it gives you a good idea, and please let me know your thoughts. And the next thing that I want to show you, this is the floor plan. So with the floor plan, you walk in, and then you have the 3 tables here that can come together, the full height storage on each side, the window seat or booth. This is the flooring around the perimeter, the middle storage in here with the doors on each side. This is where the twin bed, Murphy bed, will fall. And then in the second space, queen size Murphy bed with the desks along here and the bookshelves, chairs. And what I'm showing as a possibility, again, just a possibility, is the idea of this being a table with chairs or little stools that you could place and then roll out of the way when you do put the bed down. And I'm also thinking this bed, there is something we could use as a precedent, that you have a bed and then it becomes a desk when it's up. So I think that is something good that we could do. So you either have a bed or another desk right in here. And then I will show you the reflected ceiling plan. So this is showing the lights all around. So you're playing with lighting, air conditioning, and the pendant lights, the chandelier, the lights all around, and again the air conditioning. Now for the air conditioning, I do think that slot diffusers, if you've seen them, are much more attractive, but it's also more expensive, so we could stick with the existing typical air diffusers, the grills, if you'd like. That's what I have shown. And then let me just show you, as far as finishes, this is one thing that I'm thinking of. It's basically a gold color plywood, and I'm thinking of that for the light wood finish. An alternative would be a pine veneer. What's nice about this is you don't need to add anything else to it, and it just comes that way, so it's a cost-effective option. You can see, of course, without formaldehyde and all the bad chemicals. And I want to show you for the drawers and the doors for the cabinetry. I'm thinking this is a typical kind of integrated handle, similar to what we have on Fisher Island. And one of my friends did this recently, which I think is pretty cool. So that's where I'm showing the circle on the tall cabinets. This is it with a stain. So I was thinking that sort of thing for the doors, where it could be recessed in. And the one little twist, if we wanted to make it a little bit nicer, would be to put leather pools within the recesses. So you could have this with little leather handles inside. I think it's a nice touch, but it becomes a question of cost and whether you want to do it or not. And then I wanted to show you the light fixtures. So this is the existing sitting room, and these are the 2 that I'm showing we could reuse on each end. I'm not sure if you want to reuse this pink one or not. One of the things that drives me crazy are all the different finishes. You have the chrome finish of these. You have kind of an antique brass in here, and copper, and all different metal finishes. Personally, I prefer to stick with one, but we do already have these fixtures, so we could go ahead and reuse them. And then I was thinking this one for the one in the middle, not using this pink one, but rather using this one, which is more, I'll say, unisex and goes well with the design. But we could use either one. And if you do see, one thing I noticed when looking through this is that this sconce does have the silver and gold, which kind of ties in some of the different metals in the room. But as far as I could tell, there's only one sconce, which doesn't make it very helpful or useful. Typically you want more than one sconce, but I'm thinking this for the middle light fixture and these on each end in the middle in the design. You can see the curve here that I'm picking up on, kind of keeping that same idea. All the ornamentation and millwork, the woodwork they have everywhere, which is why I'm kind of keeping that same general idea as far as the moldings, but not quite as many layers, and not all the colors, just real simple and clean, but to where it still feels like one cohesive design of space. And then for the materials for the window seats, I was looking at these real neutral leathers. There are all sorts of things we could do, of course. When it comes to upholstery, leather is one of the most expensive. One of the most expensive options. I was looking at other options. Pleather, or they call it vegan leather. Really, it's vinyl. It's not the best for off-gassing, but it is typically used. It's a lot less expensive. Another option, of course, is cotton or other linens materials, but those you have to wash. We can talk about that. And then for the chairs that I'm showing in plan, this is the cost-effective option. This is the same brand that did the dining chairs at your house. This is with the PPM, which is synthetic leather. So it's a question of whether we want to actually do something custom, make it nice, buy something off the shelf, buy something from Italy, but that's a general kind of idea. And then I wanted to show you for the other area. I like these a lot. I think this would be cool to have in the kids area. The one negative, of course, is that it's knit covered and the materials are what they are. So, but I wanted to show you in case you think it'd be cool to put down, especially for the little kids, as opposed to regular bean bags. Just something unique. And you can see it here with books. It's by Vitra. Just a cool product. And then something else I want to show you for where I am proposing the table and chairs that would move. I know putting things on wheels aren't always good. We could have them on wheels that then there's a stay so that they turn off, so the kids can't move them. But I wanted to show you, and again, this is vinyl, so we could have it reupholstered. The product itself is fairly cheap. It's for sale on Etsy. But I want to show you, this is one idea if we didn't want chairs that you had to move in and out when you brought the bed up or down. And this comes with or without the tabletop. I'd probably get it without the tabletop. But it's a 5-stool cube, which I think is pretty innovative and neat. So you can get 5 stools out of it. And then the last one does have wheels on the bottom. But it can pack up, so that way if you did have a guest staying there, it's completely out of the way. And I will go back so you can see. So if you can imagine, these as those 2 clear glass pendants, this as the other one that's a little more fancy in the cream. This whole area wrapped in leather or fabric. And I can talk about shades and everything else. I have been looking at and detailing ideas for shades and for the electrical outlets. Oops. And again, this could be a desk when it's not in use. And then the tables and chairs, if you'd like, in that space. Hopefully that gives you a good idea. and look forward to speaking soon. Thank you.